Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the next video. I hope you see something that you like, that you learn something that you want to try, or that you have questions that you would want to do the research and see if it's something you want to do. Alrighty, enjoy the video. Okay, we're going to talk about the differences in blades and how to hopefully get a good cut. Now, this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a 65 degree blade, rolling blade. This is what I use in my Cricut Explore Air 2. The blade is much thicker and sharper than the blade that you get with Cricut, so it gives you a better cut. I was originally using the 45 degree blade, the rolling blade, to cut my rhinestone flock. But I noticed this time around it wasn't giving me a good cut. So that's why I switched to the Caesar Romeo, because I heard good reviews about it. And I don't know if you can see this, but this blade is much thinner than the rolling blade. And this is their 45 degree blade. And they also have a 65 degree blade. But this blade right here, I'm able to cut my vinyl, permanent vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, glitter vinyl, and my flock with no problem. And this, you get a better cut by the depth that the blade is sticking out. It shouldn't really, that's coming out that much, because you determine it by the thickness of your material, like that. So if you're cutting vinyl, then I would turn the lever so that the blade can go back in the housing a little more. So those are the different blades that you would use. And as far as the Cricut, my cut settings, let me see if I can turn it around. I put it on Fabric Plus, and I click the Edit Tool button, and I select the deep point blade. And that's what works for me in my Cricut. But you need to test your flock, do some test cuttings before you go out and try to cut a big rhinestone flock project. You should always do test cuttings, because it depends on the machine. It depends on the age of the blade. If you've had a blade longer, then it's not as sharp when it's cutting. So you should always do test cuttings on your flock. Now, this is a piece of flock that I just cut on the Cricut to see if I'm still experiencing that problem, that it wasn't peeling like butter for me. You see that? All those dots are still on the flock. But when I use the Caesar Romeo, it weeds like butter. It peels like butter. Now I have to go in there and pluck all these dots out. And I've tried to increase my settings, change my settings, but to no avail. I still get these, all my dots are still over here, and I have to peel it off. And this is a small piece of flock, whereas with this, I didn't have any problems. That peeled like butter. So, but the Cricut still cuts my vinyl, no problem. But this flock, it's not having it. And like I said, I used to cut it no problem with the 45, but I increased it to the 65, which is what I cut this with. And as you see, I still have problems. So That's one of the reasons. That was the main reason why I switched machines. Also, the Caesar Romeo is quicker. It takes about a fourth of the time to cut the rhinestone flock than what the Cricut does. So hopefully that answers some of your questions.